Right, hello and welcome to a really quirky vehicle. This is a Renault 5 Turbo. Now this car, if you can see from the interior, is French. I mean, just from the blue carpet to the red dash, red roof lining as well as the seats, it's just screaming a quirky 80s vehicle. Now the Renault 5 Turbo, this car was primarily designed for rallying, but it was also made into a street version. Now just under 5,000 of these cars were ever made. Now the car was made in response to Lancia's success in rallying with the Lancia Stratos. Now I made a video on the Lancia Stratos a few days ago, so if you want to check that out, it is on the channel. Now the Renault 5 Turbo is a big difference from the standard Renault 5. Now where the Renault 5 was front engine front wheel drive, the turbo variant is mid-engined rear wheel drive based off the standard Renault 5 body. It received wider front and rear wings to just accommodate for a larger track width when it came to tire size. The 5 Turbo also had parts fitted from other Renaults from that same time period, like the rear suspension as well as the transmission, or from other vehicles. Now with all of the additions and the increase of power, because compared to standard Renault 5, the Renault 5 Turbo had 1.5 times the power of the regular Renault 5, and with that the car came in with 159 brake horsepower, and with it only weighing 970 kgs, yes, it made this the most powerful French production car at the time. So quite an achievement for this little Renault. Now when you actually get behind the wheel of it in Gran Turismo 7, well, bone stock, it's not really gonna wow you. We see coming down Kyoto Driving Park straight away, we hit a top speed of 176 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. Now that isn't impressive at all. Not even hitting 200 is it's not good. Now luckily, with it being lightweight, it does mean the vehicle is quite nimble, and that means you can really just push it through some corners and get some decent speed through there. So it really makes up for the lack of speed when going down the straightaway. So the Renault 5 Turbo, we see around Kyoto Driving Park, it's setting lap times around the 2 minute and 9 second mark bone stock, which look is not good at all. It's not gonna be wow, it's insane, but we need to remember this vehicle was designed for the purpose of going fast off-road. Now if we head on over to Sardinia windmills, then we are gonna notice that this vehicle is actually a lot of fun to get behind the wheel of. I'll be real with you here, this car is better off-road than it is on-road in its standard form. Just the pure chuckability, or the way you're able to be so aggressive with the car and really push it to its limits, and the car is just enjoying its overall experience. It's having such a blast, and that's what I love about the Renault 5 Turbo when it comes to using this vehicle off-road. Yes, even though it's not the full-on rally car or rally variant, the Renault 5 Turbo, a great example of you don't need a bajillion horsepower to have fun. Around Sardinia windmills, my fastest lap time was a 1 minute 32.3, but let's see if we can actually improve these times by heading on over to a tuning shop and throwing a few mods at this vehicle. So after spending quite a bit of money in the tuning shop, just upgrading everything from suspension, crank, ECU, turbocharger, we see that we are left with 309 brake horsepower and a vehicle that comes in at a weight of 834 kgs. Now if we head on over to GT Auto, we see that there isn't really that much when it comes to customization that we can do. We can add a front lip as well as a rear wing, and that's it. Now you can go in and add a wide body kit to this vehicle to make it even more wider than it already is. So if that's what you're interested in, you can do exactly that. And there is a plethora of liveries for you to choose from. So if you aren't really that skilled when it comes to being creative in game, well, there are more than enough liveries for you to pick from. So if we head on over back to Kyoto Driving Park with the vehicle now being fully upgraded and tuned, we see that the vehicle is very rapid. Now coming down here also driving park straight away, we see that we are clocking 230 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes. Now you might be able to pick up from that, that's not really fast, as most cars you see traveling at over 250 and doing 230 is not really impressive. But the thing is, with the vehicle being extremely lightweight, it means you're able to carry a lot of speed and you're just able to go through the corners a lot faster than your average vehicle. Now, the Renault R5 Turbo is just a fantastic vehicle. The response from acceleration, braking as well as steering is almost instantaneous. Now yes, it may not be the fastest thing down a straight line, but the minute you start throwing some corners at it, you can have a lot of fun, especially with you having no traction control on and racing soft tires. The rear end is still able to step out a little bit, so you do have some fun and can enjoy just a bit of action when it comes to driving the Renault R5 Turbo. And we see that the Renault 5 Turbo now sets a lap time of 1 minute 41.1 around here also driving park, which means yes, it may not be the fastest thing out there, but look, where it really matters is once we take the vehicle off-road. So back on over to Sardinia windmills, and we notice that the vehicle is so much fun. Honestly, I found such an appreciation for rallying in this game in the recent week, in fact, with these classic vehicles being rear wheel drive. You're able to really just push them and just enjoy the overall experience. You don't get this sort of experience taking around any other circuit in Gran Turismo 7. Like taking around a normal racetrack, you aren't really experiencing the fun or the full capabilities of these classic rally cars, well, homologation spec vehicles. So actually getting into rallying in this game is a lot of fun, and if you haven't tried it out, I best believe you do. Now the vehicle is now setting lap times around the 1 minute 23.9 second mark around Sardinia windmills, which means it is a massive improvement over standard. Now the Renault 5 Turbo, the only reason, okay, not the only, but one of the main reasons I'm testing this vehicle out today is not only to see how good it is off-road and on-road, because I mean it's quite decent on-road, but it's exceptionally good off-road, is that in tomorrow's update, which is update 1.43 to Gran Turismo 7, we are getting the Renault 4. So before we tested that vehicle out, I wanted to test out the Renault 5. So with that being said, if you want to see my review on the Renault 4, well, hit that like and subscribe button, as I am going to be making a video as soon as the Renault 4 becomes available. So with those being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys in the next Gran Turismo 7 video.